So welcome back. It's your boy Penis here. We're slamming here on a nice rainy Sunday. I'm sure plenty of people that's stupid. Yeah, actually I have to go into the game. Yeah, I'm doing another bypass because I'm going to make a nice model. I thought we'd change things up a little bit. Does that mean I need to move the camera? I think I do, actually. Very exciting stuff. We're gonna have a part people yelling out loud. This is just amazing sights you can go. It's just me just boogieing down to some whatever music. You mean the music of the. But yeah, this is a have to task. But yeah, here we are. Nice rainy Sunday. Hope everyone's having a great time. We've been blessed by the heavens yet again because Katie's dropped yet another video. It's just too good. Maybe she is aware of like me doing these. So she's just I'm not gonna create this weird like obsessive weird. It's not anything like that at all. But I just think maybe it could be one of two things because I don't think her views are very good. I just think the landscape's changing now. I really don't think these women are in and realize what's coming. I do think that a lot of like just the feminist angle and stuff, liberal women have just become really probably some of the most hated demographics. I think like we basically just have exposed the left to just be some of the most insufferable people ever. Doesn't matter really what they are, but liberal women are in that bracket, and they just are insufferable. It just seems like they're just constantly traumatized, constantly triggered by stuff, and they need to go to the nut house. I think they have to go somewhere because it's just too dangerous. They're not really doing anything. They're not even having kids. So what are their functions? Just to live like, as I say, hedonistically, and then just be annoyed at like the patriarchy because they are having kids. I don't really get it. It's very weird. It might even be that, but it's just why you have that, which is why you need to have rules in place. So women can only vote if they're married, literally something like that. And even if you just want to have it, then and the husband has to like agree that they're okay to do it. So just in case there's some bullshit where like the woman just gets married and then just goes off to like it goes estranged, doesn't want to get divorced. The man can say no, she's not allowed to vote. It's like this is what's the problem basically is we like we allowed women to have like the ability to vote, but we just never expected it to come to this. We did it with intentions of just it being nice, and women were just gonna listen, probably still be getting married and sort of really still listening to their husbands and stuff. So it's just going to be like each household just have 2 votes. It hasn't. It's just basically ended up being a game to just try and make women separate women from patriarchy. So then they start voting like illegals to come in. They're like, you don't obviously like these white guys, so your best thing to do would just be to let in some like a brown guy to come in. He'll be able to look after the country in your best interest. And you're like, yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, of course. Okay. So it might be that. It's probably not, but I just don't think those numbers are very good. Because I'm just telling you, she's got like more views than Nicholas Diore. And Nicholas Diore has a job. He's also working as well. I don't know if that's just because he might have like a quite expensive lifestyle. He might do. Probably does. I think it sounds like he. But then again, he doesn't have kids, so it's that's what I mean. I just think there's trade-offs on there. Because the amount of money I've got no problem with that. But I'm just saying the amount of money I would have spent on my kids is it's a lot. But that's the point. It's like you're trading that off instead of having kids. You're just buying like whatever cars and going on holidays and stuff. But this is what I mean. This is all a trade-off. This is all like imagine if someone has loads of money, right? Imagine if someone had control of like most money in the world, and to them they don't even need money anymore. So it's just like they're so gluttonous with it. They got so much of it, and they just at that point they're able to just uh they can do things that lose money but to have other effects. So for them, for example, it might just be just trying to get women to just be distracted as much as possible for having kids. And this is why the grift is that women like Katie, who are in their like 20s to 30s, they are massively algo boosted because they're the most like popular demographic in the world. Because every single bloke wants to like, or third worlder and liberal woman and gay person will probably watch you. Um, and it's all a distraction. It's all just basically a distraction that they're like convinced that if they stay single and play the grift, or not even that, just don't have kids and settle down, um, they can them getting like compensated a lot of money. They'd probably be on like a 6-figure salary. But this is what I mean. And they get to their 30s or their late 20s, and they're like, well, I better now try and get a husband. And it's just they don't. They struggle. And it's like this is the trade-off. It's like those genes are gone now. Your genetic material has been wasted. You're not going to breed. If you do, it's going to be with like a low quality dude or someone low on the gene spectrum. Um, and you're not going to be able to have as many kids as you could have had because you just decided to get them when you're 30. You might not be able to. It's just crazy, but this is. People don't understand that. They just think that they've just been convinced that having kids is the worst thing ever, and that just shows what you can do to women if you just. It'd be like imagine like trying to convince men. Yeah, trying to convince straight men to not like want to have sex or like find tits hot or ass hot or something like that. It's just imagine like being able to do that. I feel like with women you are able to do that. I think men you just can't. We'll just be like, nah, we just instinctively we want to do this or that. But I think with women somehow you are able to convince them to hate like their own like sexual preference. then that's what's happening. So they get like really conflicted because they do like really find white men attractive, and they actually find like the men on the right attractive. They'll find like the more masculine dudes more attractive, and then that's where they get conflicted because they virtue signal they want to have like a really soft boy like boyfriend, but they don't. They actually don't. They want to have like a fucking thug who's gonna like be like a caveman and probably just like act really masculine and burp a lot, fart, and like not be afraid to like give them the backhand and stuff and like talk back to them because that's what they want. They're looking for like someone like their dad. So you know, like when you watch like I don't know The Sopranos, and there's like I think I watched it, and there's like you got the daughter there who's like coming of age. I can't remember her name, but uh, she's just like going through sort of like just girl trouble at school, and then like you can just tell like her dad just doesn't care because it's like what men are supposed to be like. It's not really meant to be their place to get involved. They're just meant to be like more grounded, and it's meant to be the mum. He's like, and that's what happens. He's just like, "What's your problem?" And she just says something like really odd, like really to her is really important, but it doesn't really mean anything. Oh, what's the problem with these kids? It's just all problems all the time. I give you everything. It's always just a problem. And she just goes, "Oh, can I be excused?" And she like storms off upstairs. I didn't tell you you could be excused, little missus. I hate you. It's like, in this house, I'm the. You give me respect in this house. And that's like what they need, and that's what they're missing out on. So this is what happens. It's like when you get these women who are brought up in single households, they never ever have that strong patriarchy. They don't have that moment in their life where they've had someone like their dad telling them that, no, you need to give men respect because they're gonna like they will bite back. And this is what happens. The mum's just then mollycoddled them because if you watch that scene, it's the mum who goes and runs upstairs and she's like the one going like, "Oh, don't worry, darling, it's okay." And this is the problem. So if you don't have that balance, the mum just keeps on mollycoddling the daughter, and they just become these fucking like women who've never had said no to ever. And then their mum is like jaded because she's like hates her dad, your dad or her ex-husband. She's just like, "No, you don't need to ever bend the rule to bend the knee to men. Fuck men. Men are all evil. Remember, your dad's the covert narcissist, and he's the reason we're all like this." It's actually not. It's really just because she said the mum just said she didn't feel very happy anymore, so I think just wanted the divorce and alimony and shit. So she just broke up the household because she wasn't happy. So the kids are worse off because she wasn't happy. But the trade-off is now the dad and the kids are unhappy. So just for her own happiness, she's made two extra components like unhappy. And then actually, ironically, she's not even happy herself. Most of these women don't end up being happy. They usually end up regretting like their marriage, realizing actually it wasn't that bad. They had it. And they just probably end up in like a slew of other like relationships. And because when a woman that's divorced is so much more likely to divorce again. And also, I just don't think a lot of men, especially in 2026, are gonna certainly give a woman who's already been divorced the opportunity to a chance to do it again because they've already proven they can do it, even if it is whatever fucking excuse they're gonna give. I don't care because I've heard it all before. Every single woman you ever speak to who's like been divorced, they'll say like their husband was like some machete wielding insano who held them up at like knife point, but they're just lying. They're just absolutely just lying. They're just lying. You're just like find the husband. And they'll make it really, really difficult for you to track down their ex. And the reason why is because they don't want you to talk to him because they know that if you do talk to him and you ask for their side of the story, it'll just sound much more different and plus more like likely what actually did happen. You'd be like, "No, that didn't happen at all. She like cheated on me." You'd be like, "What? She's been telling everyone that you've been like abusing her." So I was like, "No, that's obviously not the case." Like, "No, she cheated on me with someone at work, and I just broke up with her." And you're like, "Oh." And then you'll like tell the woman at work, and then she'll just say he's lying, and then that's it. And then because it's like the sisterhood and everyone will just believe the woman because they'll be like, "No, she's obviously the one who's the man. Obviously will lie." And like, the Jewish man at work will be like, "Yeah, absolutely. You should take him to court and try and sue him for everything he's worth." And the black guy will be like, "Yeah, you should absolutely do that. Just go in there and just like ruin him. And then also make sure your kids can't see your dad. Just say he's like an alcoholic or he's like." He's a paedophile, so because you could just make stuff up. All right, got some lovely crisps. That's right, we're living in the future. Salt and vinegar. And for haters saying I'm not in the UK, Look, that says Walkers, because that's what they're called. They're called Walkers crisps in the UK. Every other country, Lay's. I don't know why. Probably maybe Walkers means something racist in, like, I don't know, other countries. But it was 60p for a bag of six. It tastes great. So I'm going to this puzzle. And this is a make your own counter. So I get to mechanically make it out. So it sounds very, very interesting. I'm hoping it just has instructions in it. Comes with a study guide. Can I just say, by the way, I already know, I think, how this works. So, like, mechanical counters. Because if it's just basically just literally, like, you know, like one of those, what do you call them? When you go into, like, a stadium, there's a man there with a clicker. So basically how that mechanism just works is, well, this is what it is, a wooden version of that. There's obviously a spring for when you're pushing your thumb down using the kinetic energy to obviously empower the device. Which is the same thing you got here. And what that does is that gives the spring enough power to turn. I think that I can't remember they're cams, or I think they are called cams, or gears, and there's going to be 3 different sizes of them. So you're going to have the one that's for the numbers. Would probably be a really small gear, because the premise of that would be like for it to do 1 rotation. It's got to go the least distance. So that's when you're pushing for the like the numbers from 0 to 9. And then what that does is when it does a full rotation, so when it gets to 0, it will have like a little notch coming out of it. And what that does is it hits the second gear. And so then it goes to like 11. So then when it goes up to 19, the notch goes back and it goes to 20, and that's what it does. And then what that does is when you get to 99, so then that other gear's got a notch as well. And then, so when that notch hits that one, so they go 0, 0, that notch hits the third gear, and that then turns into 1 to go to 100. So that's, believe that's the principle of how they work. Clever mechanism, but... it was just really funny because I watched this video. It was just the most funniest thing. It was called like it was just like police come to dispute at a head shop, and it's body cam footage in 2024. They go into a head shop. There's a white woman behind the till. And as soon as they walk in, a black guy's just like kneeling down with his head on the like actual tiled floor of the shop floor, and the shop's open. And the police literally come in and they see him and they're like, "Wait, what's going on here, buddy?" And then they start talking to like presumably the manager or the woman who's like been getting the grief, and they're like, "So what's been happening?" And she's like, "Oh, it's just like they just came in maybe like 20 minutes ago." And he was trying to return. He bought a, I can't remember what they called it, like DX5 or something. It was like some kind of like THC or something, a Delta or some kind of weed thing. It was like he bought it here, and then he went home and he tried it out, and he didn't like the effects it had, so he's come back and tried to return it. But we have a strict no return policy, especially on devices that you use in your mouth, which makes sense. You can't do that with like makeup or like deodorant and stuff. Or like bras and pants. There's like some things you can't return once you buy them. See, and the police officer, he's just like trying to defuse he's trying to then get the black guy's attention. And you can just tell he's belligerent. I just don't know what he's been smoking. He probably is high as well. But he might be drinking lean. I'm not being racist. He actually might be drinking lean. Meth. Who knows? Pills. Like, weed is probably just like the most baseline drug that they use. And this is the absolute problem. It's just, there is, like, I think, in my opinion, like, smart people should be, in a way, allowed to use like drugs. It's just stupid people shouldn't. You don't need to use drugs if you're like if you're got under 100 IQ. I don't think. I know that sounds, but I also just think that's out of trust, and you can use it quickly. The only reason like we probably can't sell it is because they just know fuckwits will just go in there, nobody buy too much of it and die. So he's just not really able to come to terms with really what's happening. And then, like, when the police come in, I think he then starts to wake up a bit, and he's standing up, and the police are like trying to get him out because he's being trespassed. And I think the policeman then actually like he's about to like actually arrest him because he's refusing to leave the shop because he's just getting angry that he's not able to get his refund. So the policeman has to like detain him. So he like tries to reach for his arms to like, I guess, put the cuffs on. And then what you call it? He gets angry, so he slaps his hand out of the police's grasp, and then he makes a run for the door. So then the cop gets his taser out, and you're just seeing POV of the cop. So you see his like arms come out with the taser, and he like, shoots the black dude, and he's shirtless, so the barbs just go straight into his like back, his like skin, his back, the skin of his back, and he just falls. And as he falls, he farts, and then also like he falls against like the shop like wall where the door is, where the glass is. He like slumps over there, but and then like he's on the window. You can see like there's like this like poster that they've got like Peter Griffin just like lighting up a joint. He's got like red eyes. I was just like, everything about this is just like peak 2026, even though it happened to like 2 years ago. This is just basically everything that's wrong with this country or the Western nations. It's just a bunch of like third worlders just in trying to use like our shops, not understanding how things work, getting angry when things in their head think it should work the way that they want it to, and then they get angry when they realize that's not how it works because they don't know, they're too stupid to know like what's actually happening. Because it's just a myriad of things. It's probably just like their comprehension. They're unable to actually just comprehend like what the rules and laws are. In their opinion, if they see something they don't understand, why you just can't take it. And there's been like videos of that where there's like a black guy who goes into like a Chinese restaurant. I think this was in the UK. He went to a Chinese like buffet and he was just trying to ask for free samples, and he was just like, "Oh, can I come in here and just take a bit?" And he just goes in and he keeps like taking like some of like the what do you call it, like a shrimp or something, like bad shrimp. And the woman comes over and says, "You stop doing that. You can't do that." He said, "But I don't understand. The food's just here. Why can't we?" And it's because in their brain they don't understand. They don't understand like what's happening. They don't get the concept that someone's paying $5.99 to be able to do that. They just see the food, and for them it's like, why can't I just eat this? Who's it harming? It's just their brain does not work in that way, because that's not how they had to work in their nation. When you're in Africa, they don't need to do that. That's not how they work. They didn't work in a system like that. They didn't use like money like we did. It was all very just tribal, and the men would all just pool their worth together, and you shared what you made. So you'd go out as hunters, and you get like loads of hogs and stuff. And then you came back and you made like a big like feast, and that's what you did. It's like you were just sharing as a tribe. But that's what black people are doing in our countries. They come to our countries and they want to form tribes of like other black people. So they don't want to work with white people. And they see like the food out and they think it's like the same thing. You just take it. It's also what I like crime. It's just, it makes sense to them. It's like, oh, you want something valuable, you got to steal it. You got to work for it. So that, again, that's what their ancestors would have done. They're the tribal hunters. They'd go out and they would see a big, a big like water, not a water buffalo, like a, I don't know, like some kind of like, antelope or something. But they're really quick to kill it. Because as a gazelle. If you manage to kill that, that's like the equivalent of like a black guy stealing a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. Because if you killed that and you brought it back to the tribe, that's what I mean. All the tribes people give you loads of respect for it. And you serve it to like your king, which would be like in black culture, that's like LeBron James or Drusky or something, like one of the celebrity black guys. And that's what they do. They steal stuff, and then they post it online, and they get loads of respect from like other black people. But then they don't realise that what they've done is a big mass crime. They're an idiot for doing it, but it's like they kind of have to do it because that's like the point. They can't just steal something without bragging because that's the part of like their like the sort of ESAT system they use. And it's not quite ESAT, but it's like the same sort of thing. It's like when you see like black people on the phones, they're always just on the phones, and you're like, why are they doing that? Why are they doing that? It's because there's some bullshit spiritual thing they have where if they're able to talk to each other, they have to be able to do it or something. So when they're on their phones, they just get addicted to it because it's like they have to talk to these people. I've seen it so much, even people I've worked with who are black. Are very narcissistic. I worked with like this black woman. And she has had her like whole phone. No concern trolling. Just did you just like your own post? People got really annoyed because I had the gall to possibly infer that uh, oh, so like there's like some black dude who looks fucked, and he's like, I'm not far right, but can customer service jobs be left for people that understand English? And I said, I doubt he understands English that well. Some black guy said, he's probably got better GCSEs than you. I said, probably only because school's designed for average low IQ. Real intelligent people don't need school to become smart. And then like all three of the comments to that are just people just being like, black guys. This is what I mean. If you're a straight white man, people just they hate you so much. So these guys will just come after you just because you're white. They don't. It's nothing to do with like what you say. Like if I was black and I had my opinion, they'd love it. But it's just literally they just want to be contrarian because it's like they know I'm white and they just can't. White men, sorry, black guys will just never admit like white people do anything. It's been ingrained into like they can't have a good idea. They're not allowed to have a thought, which is something that they haven't thought about or is different from theirs. They'll just get really angry about it. It's just what I know. It's just a bunch of paranoids. Just what they do is they just collectively like work and go after you because you're literally. But you're not allowed to talk about it because there's no such thing as racism when you're white. Only can be racist if you're like black or another race. So yeah, I guess I got ratioed. So technically, the black man, just saying he probably has better GCSEs than you, which all he is. I don't really know like how much of a burn that is, but I don't know why that would be better. Like why that deserves to technically like ratio my point. Where I just said doesn't understand. I guess it's just this is what I mean. It's just because there's more people offended by it than people who aren't. That's ultimately what it is. You've got like 90% of the world who are going to be black, Indian, Mexican, Jewish, women. So they're all going to be like, yeah, good one, black man. Because it proves my point. It's like, the point's gone over their head. Because when you're like arguing with like Africans and black people, they just can't understand that when you say you don't need to go to school. If you're like a really smart person, you don't really need school. I bet you think. The Super Mario Galaxy movie. So I guess this is going to be the sequel, is it? Yeah, they put like Ed from Ed, Ed and Eddie into Fortnite, but they didn't add any of the other characters because I don't think like they were the same size. Although I think Double D was meant to be around the same size as Ed, wasn't he? I couldn't see like the little guy doing it, Eddie, but Double D was alright. I just don't want to like have him in a robot or something. But it just seems stupid. You just have one character. It'd be like having yeah, I guess it'd be like Scooby Doo. You only have Shaggy or something. I suppose they probably have done that, but it just doesn't feel right. But I mean, this is the problem. Like, this is it. It's just you can't have like these high level thoughts because these people are probably going to be like they are black because it's just the retaliation because I said something about a black person. This is what white people do. Black people are just narcissists. They can't take jokes. This is what you learn when you're white. It's like why you learn why even in like media every time a white person says something that's like slightly racist, there's always the joke where the black guy goes, "What do you mean by that?" But basically, if you just do it, this is just what happens. All the black they'll gang up on you. Um, but they can't understand the point that if you don't go to school, and I'm talking like predominantly from not a social perspective, it's an education basis that smart people are okay and that's fine. It's true. It's like a lot of we're not even just talking about like grade school or like even just like higher education. All this sort of really smart geniuses don't generally do go to university, and they are like usually quite like they might not even necessarily be high flyers from a perspective of education because this is what happens. If you're really smart, school's really boring. But when you like a black person, if you say that to a black person, they don't understand that because in their head they just see like reading books. They just think if you just read enough books, your IQ will just like become. Like, if you just read enough books, you become like 160 IQ. It's just how it works. Because they don't understand that because in their head they can't understand how school to them just equals like smart. So if I say you don't need to go to school if you're already like organically smart, that's like an oxymoron to them. They don't understand what I mean. They're like, no, that's stupid. So they're all like, you are stupid. You do not know cope. And it's like, even if you look and you're going to be like, it says there accounts in the UK, it doesn't mean anything. There'll just be a black guy in the UK. He's probably just some fucking black guy who lives in like Birmingham or something like that. Because they never show their face. It's always just some fucking no account with like no people following them. Alright, so let's have a look. What is this? This is like... It's just a couple of, what, rubber bands? I guess that's for the, what's it called? The spring. But this is what I'm saying to you. This is why, like, being online is just so unpleasant if you're white, because this is what the you are just like targeted, because the white women, it's the other way around. Like, everyone was really nice to you because everyone wants to fuck you, but if you're a white man, like, every demographic, basically male, will will hate your guts, as in they will just like refuse to give you any credit, just always hostile, always controversial, always contrarian. And this is just what they do. It's all just like a game to them. This is all a game to you. Please don't say I have to fucking get an app. No, I think there's instructions there. Because I hate all that shit. It was like when I was playing board games with my parents yesterday. It was just like, hey, why don't you download the app? Oh, no, I can literally see. So the mechanism I did explain about with the three different sizes of gear. That's like generally actually what's on the back. No glue is needed. Okay. Because sometimes they say that. Alright. Let's commence. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. 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 It's more music of the boop. Boop. Yeah, so now we've just discovered that fucking India might have some weird fucking new thing, which is like COVID. Some weird bat thing, the Nipah virus. It says a rapid mortality rate of 75% and no treatment or vaccine. Fan bloody tastic. Just what we need, right? But you know what's great? Still nothing. I don't know what it is. Somehow China, India just seemed to be able to have complete immunity to any sanctions or anything. There just seems to be some massive reason they're able just to have a foothold over all the Western countries, because no one ever seems to ever even hint about it. They're always like, we'll ban every other country that seems to do stuff probably on the same par as them. But India, no, we love India. We love a bit of curry. It just doesn't make any sense. And the only thing that literally in my brain, there's two things. There's like two countries that seem to not be impacted, and they seem to be the only two countries which have nuclear weapons. And I don't know. Doesn't that sound really weird to you? Is it possible we're just scared that they will just fire nukes at us if we just don't bring their people in? They've just hinted that, and they've said, like, look, Modi does seem like that kind of crazy insano. I think he drinks cow piss, and you're going to say, no, he doesn't. Yeah, he does. He comes from this fucking Hindu tribe where they drink piss. Or the same Hindu political... Because in India, I don't think you really can get the vote unless you're like a proper Hindu, because it's just they have so many people. So Modi is part of, like, it's called, like, I can't remember, was it the BID or something? It was just they have an inauguration ceremony. We have to drink cow piss. And you'll be like, well, that sounds incredibly racist, but I'm going to say to you, this is actually 100% true. This is the problem. I'm not telling you any lies. This is why secretly I haven't been banned, because I'm not telling you any lies. I'll say anything I say is either... anything I'm telling you is either true, or just so grossly overstated that it's obviously a character or me doing a bit. And you can argue it's offensive, but that's my humour. I'm sorry. Like, why is Ricky Gervais allowed to do it? And then you're going to like shrug your shoulders and say, I don't know. And I'll say exactly. So what I'm going to do as well. Why is Ricky Gervais allowed to make jokes about Rosie Jones, or whatever her name is? Well, he's Ricky Gervais. Well, I'm input. Almost said my name. But yeah, I mean, that's just where, like, again, this is where the gaslighting comes. Because in good faith, you got to just think, in good faith, if I showed you a picture of a black guy, like a proper African black man he doesn't look very smart, and then a picture of me, like I'm white and I'm in like a cadet suit outform, like smartly dressed, and I said to you in good faith, who do you think would have like better like GCSE marks? Because I actually did get quite good. I didn't need to raise it. It's not the point. But I'm just telling you, who would you think you would say? And you're completely in good faith. Because if you asked any black person, any minority, anyone who doesn't like straight white men, they'll always curve the answer. And it's always going to be something like, well, I can't tell. I don't know. I really can't tell. It's always going to end up being, the story will be like the white man will be like really bad at school and cheats, and the black guy is like the one like Mensa genius that exists in Mensa. It always ends up being something like that. Then any like straight white man will be like, oh, it'll be the white person, and they'll say, well, how do you know that? And they'll be like, oh, well, it's just true if you look at the evidence of this. And then that's it. Anytime you ask anyone else who's from like the left, it becomes emotion. So they just use like feelings. It becomes like, well, I feel like the black guy probably will work harder, so he probably will have higher grades. But even if you argue that, that doesn't even mean necessarily like, that just means that he needs to work as hard. So there's just so many variables about it. It's crazy. Right. So Kay's new video. I don't know if you're ready for it. Let's get ready for this. I love to lick my nut. 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 I mean, I'm gonna get like copyright. I don't know if I get copyright striked because I said I don't know if you're allowed to, because the game will have to just know I'm playing from a game. Yeah, so everyone who's got a problem about it is black. This is why social media is like, I think and more intelligent people use it in different ways. I don't think it's, because again, I think it all factors into the different races. I think have like different value metrics. So I think like Indians use ESAT, so for them, they need to have the last say in things, and they just need to argue about anything. So if they see someone who's like a threat to like their ESAT, they have to like argue with them no matter what. And I think like Jewish people knew that, so they were able to work with them because they were like, look, we don't like straight white men either. And then they were like, oh, okay. And I think that's like why Jewish Indians do love Jewish people so much, because they probably do. They share like the same hatred for like straight white men and Muslims. You got to remember that Jewish people don't see themselves as white people. They don't. They hate us. So they're using like all of the enemies, because this is what the Jewish people do. The Jewish people like are bringing them into the West, and then they're just sort of like camouflaging. So either they, if you don't know, because if like they got a last name, it's something really obvious. Um, you can't normally tell, so you just, and a lot of people don't know that. Like I even tell my parents that, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's true. Jewish people don't. They're a race. They don't see themselves as white. They're not. They don't say that. They'll be like, no, 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 we're not. We're Jewish." And I was explaining like why it's weird that Jewish people even have like it is a race because it's not really. It's a religion, isn't it? But whatever. So I said that you don't have like Christians as in a race. Muslims as in a race, is it? But Jewish people for some reason are. And then that's just it. Just seems like that's a massive loophole as well because like that just gives them like a loads of like perks. Because it's like once you're like part of a race, it's like they get like protected by all these like racism laws and stuff, and it's just, do you see what I mean? But not only that, but then you have like anti-Semitism, which is like a whole other thing as well. So it's like you can have all of these ability, like, these things you're not allowed to talk about. Do I need to cut these out then? Like this. Okay, let's have a look. Rub, sorry, wax the part. Okay, I get it. Okay, so there's actually a tool. That's cool. What are you using to remove it? Oh, so there are some spares. That's cool. I'm out the night, so I'll love you twice. Oh, like a keto. And it goes like this. Nice, right, okay. Yeah, it was literally like what I explained. You're gonna be like, well, you must have been an idiot then if you got that. I should speed's more likely to be a surgeon than you, dick breath. Okay, I mean, it looks fun. It's not actually the hardest thing. I'm gonna like not gonna sit here and pretend this is some kind of Mensa test. It's not. This is for 8-year-olds. But I mean, most models are actually. If you want to take the fun away from it, models aren't. It's just again, it's just that do you have the patience to sit and do it? Most people probably don't. And that's the thing. You can argue, yeah, this is something an 8-year-old can do, but actually, will an 8-year-old do it? Probably not. Okay, so let's see. How do I get these out? Just okay. I mean, I guess it's wood. This is music with the. Yeah, so Katie's got a new video out. We're gonna listen to it because it sounds like a right nice fun. Just bring us to the into the end of January, and we get blessed with so many treats. Right, let's have a look. It looks. I mean, it looks like it's gonna be quite fun. I can't lie. I love this sort of shit. So you get like a cute little wooden. I could use that for the. So I was actually like looking for a ruler, and it's one of those things where you just feel like you should have an abundance of them. You don't. I did. I have to look for it. I found it, but it was like. Seems like something you just know where one would be, but actually, when you do need one, you're like, how often do you actually measure shit? Same like tape measures as well. It's just fuck it, even like a pencil. Like you'll have loads of pens, but then it's just like if you're not drawing, like well, you need a fucking pen. Sorry, pencil. Dang, 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 dang. It's just I don't care. It's just. Can I just be really honest with you? I'm going to explain later, like to perfect detail, I suppose, but probably like a lot of people. No one, I believe, gives a fuck about Mario character story. You're like input. That's just so wrong. No, 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 no. And what I'm going to say to you makes complete sense. The thing that makes Mario fun for you as the person, right? So you got to think when I'm watching media, what am I doing? Like I need to think who's being stimulated. The reason Mario kind of works in Mario games is because you play as Mario. The trade-off being is Mario doesn't really talk, or he has no character development, or he has little or anything really. He doesn't. In most games, he's not really ever doing anything. Sorry, he's not actually ever. There's no depth to his character. There's no like talking. There's no like actual. You just know he wants to fuck Peach, but he does. That's about it. You see what I'm saying? But you don't care. You don't care. You don't care. Like, let's think about Mario Sunshine or even Mario 64. He doesn't talk in those. But he doesn't need to, because that's not the point. It's the point. It's just it's a vehicle to just play the game. I mean, the story is just as vanilla as it gets. It's just help me, Mario. I'm stuck, and Bowser has me. You just get like 60 stars. You just get in and win it. Right, let me use the. But anyway, like that's what you. I just noticed as like a straight white man. Is there's a lot of guys who they are straight and white, but they don't want to deal with the drama. I don't mind it because I'm happy to push back. But this is why I'm angry for them, because it's just like I can tell there's a lot of like white blokes. They just don't want to like put their face out 'cause they just know if they do they'll get harangued, because they just people. This is what happens. People just target you because there's a lot of black people, not even black, a lot of like people of color who just they really hate white people. They just really don't like us to like a horrible degree. Like where they probably do listen to like really horrible music, like drill music. It's just about like killing white and just kind of, I don't know. It's just really disgusting stuff. And these are the people, and it's like it happens where, I don't check the accounts that much, but like sometimes like let's just say there's like an anti-Indian thread, but it's not really like anti-Indian. Let's see, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, I should be right. Yeah, there'll be like an account, And what they do is, it's you can either tell it's an ease out or it's like the spiritual bonding thing because um, it'll be like a comment and it'll say something like it'll just say like a fact. It'll just say something about like how black people commit more crimes or something like that. And then like most of the comments in that will be people probably just like agreeing with it, and then you might get like a couple of just like offensive whatevers, or but who cares? It's just I think we're so sick of this. Like all we're learning is just like white people just are just the example of like what you should just be if anyone calls you anything. Like if a white person calls you cracker, we should be just as angry as if we called a black person in. Well, we should be, but we just don't because we've got like a stronger control. We are able to suppress it more. It doesn't, if any, it just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, so you just get like every single one of those comments you'll notice will just have a comment under it, and if you just look at it, sometimes you just get like one dude, and he's just gone on every single comment, and he just says and it will like be copy stories where there'll be like some child grooming rings which involve white people, or like some incidents of incest involving white people. And he'll like be plastering them as a way to almost just counter it. We're like, well, look, you disgusting white pigs do it too, which it doesn't really matter. It's not. You see what I'm saying? It's just like the only question with that is just there's loads of factors. It's like, for one, it's like, is the country doing anything about it? And I'm going to probably imagine if you went back to his home country, if it's someplace in Africa, there'll be loads of these things just happening in the streets, and they just don't care because it won't be a crime. You're just going to have loads of like women who are probably just going to be like 14 who'll just be pregnant, and no one's going to like be held accountable for that. Just be like, they'll just be like, congratulations, because it'll be normal for them. They'll just be like, yeah, just have. That's why like Nigeria has like a higher like birth rate than the whole of Europe. This is what they do. They just like they're getting given all this like aid, they're getting all this like free aid. So all they have to do is just reproduce. But anyway, yeah, you're gonna have that, and then you're gonna have like them just having access to CP. They'll have like, all the CSAM material because they won't have like the same. They won't be in the same what you call it, like watchdog groups watching their internet. 'Cause they don't have that technology, so you just everyone will have their phone, and they probably are just all going around going on and sharing these links because they know like if you're in the UK and you do it, which is great. I'm not even condemning. I'm not even saying this is a problem. I'm happy they do this. But if you go in the UK, for example, and you're in this Telegram group, there's probably going to be a couple of like watchdog groups there who are deliberately going to be trying to target people they know they can prosecute. So if you're in the UK and you go in there and you like downloaded a file, you shouldn't. You're going to get a knock on your door, and they're going to like fucking rightfully so. They'll lock you up. But if you're in like Nigeria and the same thing happens, nothing happens. There is no watchdog organization, and even if there is, in the sense that like maybe they do report, they just won't act on it because the Nigerian police to be corrupt, or they've got better things to do, or they just can't. Yeah, they don't care. It's just what happens in India as well. You just get all these fucking scam centers that come up, and they're all in it. They don't mind. Like you try and tell the Indian police to stop. They're like in on it. They want that to happen. They want the scam to happen. So they just lie. They'll just lie and say, "Yes, sir, we've taken them down," and then they haven't. They just change their like name, and you gotta like keep finding another way to fuck with them, which is usually, I don't know, you destroy the computer software with like a virus or something. But it's just this is what we've been lied to: is that the other countries do not have the same laws as we do. It's not like the whole world is even if they are the same like legals, and even if they're telling us that, that's just something completely different from what's actually happening. They'll tell you anything. People just lie. Like brown, they just tell you anything. If you speak to any like person of color, they'll tell you how smart they are, like how no one will ever admit like they're just like very average, or just they'll always be the geniuses, and they're always going to be the smartest at something. And you're like, come on, this is not true. You can't have like 2 billion, like a billion, and I think they have to do that because of that fact. It's because they do know there's so many of them. They don't have the variety of white people. They know secretly like we're the really smart white rare Pokemon. They're like Zubats. I'm like finding I think I am the most rare demographic, except for Jewish people. Where did that go? Jewish people technically are. I'm not going to take that away from them. But I think we're after that. Down, down. So I'm like, when you find like a Taurus in this Safari zone. Oh, I really do need that pin. I will get to Katie eventually, don't worry. I just forgot to take out my tortillas because I was having tortillas for dinner. Ding, ding, ding. That's very annoying. I like dropped a pin. And it's just in the carpet, it's just basically invisible. No, I don't think I'm going to stand on it, which obviously would be horrible. But... That's the problem. I think people would actually like listen to my idea, but that's a good idea. But I just don't. This song just, I just think that the soundtracks are shit, and this is the problem. I think loads of people notice that. It's just everything's just become black. Everything's just become blackified. Me and my brother were fucking playing Toe Jam and Earl yesterday, which is like a Mega Drive game from like 1994 or 5. And I was just joking to him. I was like, this feels like Jewish psyops. This is just, everyone's black and everyone's just wearing medallions and it's just talking slang. And it's like, this is it. We've been fed all this shit. And it's just, you can tell it's all just trying to replace the white people. Which is being like tried to, this is it. They want you to like become black people. And then it's like not as easy. That's the easiest way to do it because they hope like if white people just want to be black people, they'll just happily like, let them replace them. But that just didn't work because I think after a while it just became stale. It was like fun for a bit where it was like a little bit like rebellious and you kind of had like the Biggie, Tupac and that sort of stuff and it was like fine, that was alright. But then I just think went into like after like in the sort of 2000s era, I just think who cares? There's just so much of it. And all this new shit as well, who gives a fuck? And this is it. I mean, this is the music, dude. This is the music you'll never hear anymore. And it's annoying, right? Because Jewish people at the time, you can tell this is how it worked. Because at the time, if Jewish people could have made the content for... Actually, probably not, because they needed to have a lot more of the social. But I'm just saying it, so they had to make content for white people back then, because white people were the main buying power. So for them, if they wanted to become rich, they needed to do it by promoting like hot white people. But now it's like more popular, and also there's the white replacement theory. They know that if they make content for the 90% of people who hate white people, who are really black, brown, Indian, Muslim men, you'll get more money that way because you can just sell it cheaper, make it worse quality, but they'll still buy it because it's for them. All right. So let's see what Skatey K is talking about. Skatey K. Cause it makes me feel like you're the greatest kid in the world. It's fucking, yeah, I know, even in this channel, it's just full of black music. I mean, how is this even like a greatest hits? It's not. Look, I'll just turn it over to other radio stations and I'll just see if there's actually anything else I'll listen to. I guess I won't listen to that. What's that, Circle and Sign? Well, there you go. I completely was wrong. So I eat crow. Let's listen to some of this then. That was hilarious. It's like the first one.
We want our son to be very strong and smart like we.
There's people getting like really annoyed when it's the black people just keep using these like stupid gifs, and I know a thing as well. It's just I think people are starting to really clock onto the narcissism thing. It's really it's getting on people's nerves. It's just like stop this. Just use something else. Just keep vicariously living. They like because this is how I think it works. It's just that they can vicariously live for each other. So as long as one of them's at the top, they don't mind. Just then they can sort of just use them as and say they like they say like they're but them. It's like they're not, but it makes sense to them. Oh, I might regret not doing that. I don't have much of that left. Right, so Kay's new video.
Strong and smart like a.
I have it on my radio. Yeah, black people hate you, dude. It's like Sam Hyde said, this is a war. And this is the thing, Kay won't understand that. Kay, the reason Kay's covered in tats is because she's probably been abused by people of colour and black people. But she's been brainwashed, she's not allowed to talk about it. So, this is the thing, because she'll see, like, the almost the good sides from those people, because they want to sleep with her, so they know that they've got to, like, be nice to her. But sometimes they're not, they're violent if they don't get their own way. But Kay doesn't understand that, because she's been told that all men are the same, and that's the thing. She thinks she's big brain because she thinks all men are the same, but actually she's small brain for that. And that's like saying all dogs are the same, isn't it? It'd be like saying, do you think a Chihuahua is the same as like a Doberman, for example? Of course not, but that's ridiculous. So ridiculous. How dare you? Are you comparing them to animals or dogs? Right, let's see. Radio, I love poo. India loves you. I'll never say that again. I'm sorry. Drinks poo. I mean, this is just so exciting. Oh, I mean, this video is brilliant, by the way, because this is essentially just all the stuff that I've kind of echoed on my. So, this will be interesting to actually kind of hear this, because these are all like sort of the sentiments I've just always kind of been just sort of going through. So, it's called TikTok's feminine energy trend is exhausting. And it's got a picture of Kate. I don't know what the sort of reaction she's supposed to be doing. It's because it's like she's pouting with, but her her mouth is like slightly open. So I don't really know what it is, and her eyes are just kind of like looking at you very soullessly. And I don't know what I'm supposed to feel like. I don't even know what she needs to really be in it. But it's that meme of like how women have to put themselves in. You know, like there's that meme where so men post something and it's just the object, but a woman has to have herself in it because it's the validation, isn't it? They want someone to be like, oh, you look great in your thumbnail game, or she wants like a hot man to maybe like hit her up, be like, oh, I saw you and like my recommendation. This is what I'm saying to you. It's all the same thing. And it says swearing is masculine. And learn to cook. So these are both things that she's picked those out as examples, but knowing how women work, those are probably the biggest triggers for her because she knows she swears like a sailor, and I've said that it's not very attractive. And I just assume she doesn't know how to cook because look at her, I can't imagine she can cook. And would you even want to eat something with her? She probably has she probably has sex so much because she's so sex positive. She's probably just got this constant like hum of just like a cum smell. You know what I mean? It's just like you can't get rid of it. Even if she like lavas and showers as much as possible, it's just always this like innate smell, just like sexual fluids or just sort of like some kind of like a funk smell, which is not. It just comes across as promiscuous people. Well, you don't know. It's like some of her makeup might just come off or something. I don't know. It's just, I'll just do it. You know what I mean? I'll just make sure I do it. I'll be alright. You can, you just sit this one out. So anyway, let's go because.
Are you a woman? Have you ever wanted to?
So again, she looks completely different from the thumbnail, which is it's just strange. Because if you're gonna go and do it, you might as well do it right. So it's just weird. But again, she's a woman, so tee hee is fine. She is wearing makeup. She's wearing like I think she's wearing lipstick. I think she's just wearing makeup, foundation probably, and she's wearing like this jumper. So it's probably the least provocative clothing I've seen her in. Actually, she's just wearing like just a hoodie, but you can just about even with that on, and because I was going to say like she actually like looks quite nice there because you can't see any tattoos, but then it's just ruined because just where her neck is. You can just see like the tip of the top of her tattoo. Like, such a shame. Because there's a trend going around on like X, and some women are going absolutely batshit over it. It's where like these heavily tattooed OF women are just like being like whores as always, and it's like of course they love the attention. So in a way, it's like when you do this, you feel like they shouldn't get annoyed because they're still getting attention. But basically, what you just do is you ask Grok to remove their tattoos. So they're not removing your clothes, just removing their tattoos. And then it was doing it, and everyone was just like gawping at how much more attractive every woman was because it's just true. And I even watched a video which was about women in their like late 30s who were just going like they were saying to any girls, you're going to regret your tattoos when you're older. You're going to think they were really cool to have had when you went through a phase, or this represented something. But you're going to look back at it and you're just going to be like so annoyed and disappointed about it. And I can see Katie will be like that, and she's going to like scream at me, and she'll be like, no, 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 I know I won't. And this is why parents have to stop their kids from getting tattoos. By the way, she's the reason you need a dad to like tell you off and say like, no, don't you dare get a tattoo. And you'll be like, why? And you'll be like, because you'll regret it. Trust me, you will regret it. And they're like, no, I won't, no, I won't. And they end up getting like real big fish like tattooed on the whole of their like leg. And like, oh, I'm gonna love real big fish forever. And then it turns out like, I should have used lost profits. So you put like a lost profits on there, and you realise then the guy's a paedophile. You're like, oh no, fuck, some shit like that. Or you just don't like them after. I had a friend who he covered his entire back with a Majora's Mask tattoo. It just was so tacky. I mean. No, I can't. You just like put a game on your back. It's the shittest thing. The tattoo looked no doubt great, but it's not the point. If I wanted to look at it, I'd just get a poster. I don't want to look at your back. And then he had like his leg was just covered in like a gun wrapped around a snake or something, and a skull. And I was like, oh my god, it's just what's going on, man? What's going on? I mean, men maybe you'll be able to keep it on. Because men, it's not so much stigma about it. This is the thing that women don't get. Women have been convinced to be men, and then what they're just doing is they're just turning into men, and men don't find them attractive. And whereas if men are manly, women find that attractive, but we don't find it attractive when women are manly, and that's probably what we'll find out in this video. We don't find tattoos sexy. We don't want to hear about how promiscuous you were and how many exes you've had. If anything, we want to hear less about any like other man you've been with. So stop bringing up your exes. Actually, for men you can. Women find it hot actually when men bring up exes because actually, like, well, it depends how you bring them up. If you bring them up in like a kind of, in a sort of, yeah, I've had loads of girlfriends sort of things. For women, that's hot. You don't bring it up in like a wimpy way, like, oh, I missed my old girlfriend. But you just say like, oh yeah, I've had like a couple of guys. I've had a lot of girlfriends in the past. Like people, like most women will probably see that as being a turn on because they'll be like, oh, he knows then probably how to handle women, and women have vetted him. Because that's the other thing. Women like that because they know that other women have like done. They'll be like, well, if other women have slept with him, he must be okay. Then he's not a complete psychopath. And so women like Katie think like that's what men do. Men find hot, and they go. So women like Katie will be like, I've also slept with 50 men. And, oh God, no, no, we don't like that. It's like the man says that. Some women like. So, for example, Drake probably slept with like 1,000 women. Probably. Do you think women care about that? No, he can still slam women any day he wants. But if Katie, like if Bonnie Blue sleep well, there'll be like fucking Indians and black guys who'll be able to do it. But I don't think there's going to be anyone of any merit's going to do it.
To feel in your feminine energy. Have you ever wanted to be in touch with your feminine side? Have you ever wanted to learn?
Yeah, so I think Katie's already angry. It sounds like she's already starting with on bad faith because she's already like kind of because she would have hated any like hint of what femininity meant when she was learning it as a kid in school when they were talking about, oh, maybe do you want to wear a nice dress or something. She's like, no, I don't want to wear a dress. Just gonna wear these butcher jeans, Marilyn Manson t-shirts. I'm just trying to think what she was like when she was edgy and young.
What it means to have feminine energy and radiate femininity and feminineness. Well, today is your lucky day because today we're going to be having a look through TikToks where.
So that's the problem. It's like the problem with Katie is she just sounds like so manly. There's certain like accents in the UK where I feel like you get fucked for that. I mean, being a Scouser as a woman, you're fucked. Being from Essex, you're fucked. Well, Liverpool is Mancunian. I'm gonna say Australian. I know it's really controversial. I fucking hate women who speak Australian. It's an ugly accent, sorry. Probably will be in New Zealand as well. I'm probably South Africa. That's me. But Katie's got like that London sort of common London muck voice, but she can just tell she's too masculine, like I say. I'm just gonna play comparisons. But if I'm gonna compare, like let's use Brett Cooper as a good example, because I would still say like to some level, I'd say she retains like the feminine qualities because she doesn't swear like do you know what I mean? There is something like really attractive when you know a woman is like a bit like it isn't swearing. It's a bit like deterred by rude language. You see what I'm saying? It's just like it shows like a class thing, I think. And also, I guess it shows like that you're a good mum, because it would show like if we had kids, you're going to be the one who's going to be able to tell them off if they're using bad language. So I think there's like a thing about that as well. Whereas you don't want to. I don't think it's attractive when I hear women talking about like saying fuck all the time or shit and just like talking like really crudely about things, talking about like disgusting stuff like what they do in sex. It's not liberating. You've fallen for it. You've fallen for like I'm gonna write a book about how to make women not attractive to men. This is exactly what you do, Katie. You are exactly what you do. You've fallen for it. You can tell like some guys written, like Jewish guys written, it's like, hey, we'll make the men really masculine. We'll make them swear loads as well. That'd be disgusting. Make them love porn. That'd be really disgusting. And it's why all the porn stars, all the porn directors, I remember always watching these, like, sometimes, like, about, like, adult entertainment. And I remember all the stories sometimes used to stem on the most prolific, the best people making porn were Jewish again. And they were always the ones who did the most degenerate stuff. And I was always like, I wonder why that is. And it's because, again, they're being told by Israel to do it, destroy the West. So just put out the most fucking disgusting shit you can to try and destroy and influence all like and that's what they're doing. They wouldn't do it in Israel. It'd be banned in Israel. It'd be like, what's porn? Like, not allowed to see. Why is Daddy making it in America? That's different. Not allowed. He's destroying the West. He's a secret he's a secret agent. And also, when you like Anytime like Israel's one of the most racist countries aside from India and China in the world. But for some reason, they're the country that's always telling you to not be racist. I mean, it's like, as a result of that, anytime you see a Jewish person, generally they will find out that they're always trying to like be the most diverse company in the world, to the extent that they hire every demographic except straight white people. Do you see what I mean? So again, it's almost like you can see that they're being deliberately racist to white people by pretending to not be racist, by hiring only people who aren't white, but by that very nature, they have become racist to whites, but no one cares because that's okay to do that. See what I mean? But we're starting to notice now. So, for example, I was watching HV's podcast because he recently came back after like a massive month hiatus. I was like looking at all. I was like just thinking. I was like, hang on a minute, who's all this? We've got Dan, who I think is Jewish. We've got what's his face? Zach, he's Jewish. So two Jewish guys. And I'm pretty sure they had that other. There was another guy. They had like Ian. I think he was Jewish as well. So they hired three Jewish men. So they're not straight white men. They have Lena and AB, two Muslims. They have this new woman who's got like curly hair, who's Jewish, a Jewish female. And I think Olivia was a Jewish female as well. So two Jewish females, so still no straight white men. Then they have this like Latino Mexican dude. I don't know his role. I think he's the guy who does like the screen transitions, and he's not a straight white man. And then there's like this bald dude who comes in from time to time who he doesn't look like he's a straight. He looks like he's like Latino or Filipino or something like that. Or definitely Latino. And then they always bring in Gabe, who's like some Filipino like guy. They used to have this guy called Cam, but I reckon he was on the LGBT spectrum. I wouldn't be surprised if he was actually like, because this is the difference. They won't ever hire someone who's just like a straight white man. That's what I'm saying, is like someone who's not bi, they're not non-binary, they're nothing of this and this, that thing. They're not. They're just straight. They're just like, I want to fuck a white woman and have white children. The Jewish people don't want that. So they're going to hire every demographic aside from that because they don't. Secretly, Ethan doesn't want that. He doesn't actually want them. So what he's doing is he's just hiring every other race under the sun. So he could be like, I'm not racist. Look, I've got every single race here. And you'd be like, what about the white people? And he'd be like, what about that? And he'd be like, well, you don't seem to have hired any white people. He'd say, yeah, we do. Look, we've got Love. And you'd be like, oh, what, the Swedish immigrant? So why can't you hire again just like someone from America who's white and straight? Yeah, and he's probably getting some kind of fucking benefit from that as well. You do realize the reason he's probably doing that as well is just because he probably does get some shitty grant. It's probably some stupid grant where he'll know about it and he'll be like, if you get an immigrant to work here, if you bring in someone from Europe, you can get like a couple of million krona or something like that. Cause it's Sweden, so they've probably got loads of money for that. So yeah, again, it's just like this false idling of what they want. So they'll be like that, and they'll be like, see, we're not racist. None of us Jewish people could be racist. Look at us. Why is like Israel then so like such an ethno state? That's different. That's because it's our land. So where's the UK's land? We've had a land longer than that. English have had like England for like the last 1,500 years. You've had Palestine, Israel for like not even 100 years. Shut up. Shut up, shut up. Kiss my butt. So this is what I mean. People getting around not being racist by being racist to any, to only being racist to whites. By not being racist to every other race but the whites, that's not being racist. So that's what I mean. When you say racist, all it just means is just dick on the whites. Everyone wants to be me. Right. Right.
Girls are instructing other girls on how to be in their feminine energy. Yes. What the
Look how angry she
does
is.
that mean? Nobody knows. If you have a phone and you...
Excuse me?
Loving Voxy Mobile's unlimited social media plus 3 times data this winter.
Imagine being timed by 3.
You'd have 3 brains, not 1 brain cell.
The fun never ends with unlimited data for social media on
Okay.
Voxy Mobile.
And you have TikTok, you will have seen this kind of trend where people are giving instructions and tips on how to be in your feminine energy. And how to be,
I love
don't know how
porn.
many times I'm going to say feminine in this intro, but I thought today we'd look through these TikToks.
I watch porn.
I personally think that the very essence of these TikToks is bordering on misogynistic.
Oh my goodness. Here we go. We need to get rid of these words. In 2026, we just need to get rid of these words. Oh, I think we're going to have to just really reserve them for very, very special cases. I think, like, to be misogynistic, I think you really do need to have, like, some actual... Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to think, like... I was talking to my brother about this. I think there's a difference between, like, actually, like... This is the problem, because people just say racist too much. There's a difference between actually being racist and then you're just pointing out issues for a race and making decisions based on that. And this is what people don't get. If inherently you know Indian people scam and they smell, you're allowed to base an opinion on that. That's not being racist. And if you can explain why you've got that opinion, you're just as justified to have it. Nothing wrong with that. What would be racist, actually, would be if you didn't have experience with it. But most people aren't just racist for the fuck of it. Because if you like the race, why would you hate them? That just doesn't make sense. It's just such a weird concept. So wait, so one... Right, here we go. Cool, okay. Do. So how does this flower go? Look, this sick wooden cog. Right. Oh, where's my shaver? Anyway, yeah, Kay's gonna now say everything's misogynistic. Because Professor Wignot told her that she's the smartest thing in the world. And she should never ever bow down to a white man. White man or evil. We took all of Kay's gems. It's not even It's not even Indian man's gems. This time I took Kay's gems. I'm gonna take all of Kay's toys. Just to mess with her when I'm in power. I'm just gonna be like, sorry, Kay, all these toys that you've amassed, I'm gonna have them. I'm gonna like deliberately donate them to like white kids to really wind it in, rub it in. Gonna go to like a white kids place. And I'll be, here you go. Be like, yeah, you got any black kids here? They're like, no. And I'm like, perfect. Here you go. Here's a whole dump truck full of like toys. No, actually, we might be getting one black kid. I bet I'll keep. No, come on, guys. Let's go somewhere else. I'm like, I don't understand. It's like, well, it's the way it goes. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Stand in line, marking time, waiting for who they've done what they're called it on. Stand in line, marking time, watching for... What do I do this? So I meant to... Oh, I see. Look at this, listen to this sick music, dude. Yeah, I think Katie's got a real axe to grind, so I'm really excited to hear what she's going to say. It's probably going to be my fault somehow. Probably I haven't done something, or I'm not paying enough taxes. Something. It's probably my fault.
Christian values within womanhood. So today we're going to be looking through them, and I just want to say, it's not personal to these creators. I just wanted to talk about some of the videos they've made because they are really cringe. 3 unhinged ways.
And then, yeah, none of Katie's videos are really cringe, are they? I'm sure all my videos are really cringe, because who am I? Like, exactly. No one's watching me. Nothing. It doesn't matter who's watching Katie's videos, because remember, everyone's the same, aren't they? It's just all about, like, ooh. And I know like, plenty of people would come on my stream and they'll tell me, like, I'm a giant cringe freak, and that's fine. Like, I am a giant cringe freak, but everyone's a giant cringe freak, someone. The guy who's saying that to me is a giant cringe freak. That's just what you got to accept in life. Everyone's a giant cringe freak. But that's what makes you beautiful. And also, you don't want to be normal. Fuck being normal, dude. That's what Eminem said, and you know who he was. He was the first. He's the king of white people because he does rap and he's white. So ergo, he must. That's K word. Another K word. Ergo. Right. So what I do is I stick these two together, right? It's quite exciting, isn't it? What's going on? Aha. Nice. Now this is tickety boo. Troubles again. Why is this music all dead now? Racist dances only, please. You can't see me doing my finger wagging, so I probably do that. But I was doing some pretty good dancing, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, let's change stuff around. Straight white boy. You're not allowed to sing that anymore because straight white boys are illegal. Straight Indian boy. We love blacks. I am black. Keep like that. I listened to Input Stream and I have to say I was so offended by it even show Professor Wignut. Listen to what Professor Wignut's got to say. Well, Katie, all of my life I had never, ever, ever seen anything so racist. And I come from a country where we even say burn the white man, but that is not racist. That's just true. Fuck white man. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh, this is a good song. This is a good song from K. Black people be like, I don't like this music, there's no black people in it. Where's the black people? Give me some black people to listen to. You said there'll be black people in this. I want to go to the lean factory. You already went to the lean factory. I want to go back to the lean factory. Oh, hey, stop drinking all the lean. Hey, I love lean. Like, isn't it sad that they had to force the man who made Tintin to apologize for his racist drawings? He was just ahead of his time. Why didn't they have to make any black politicians or people with it to apologize for their racist drawings? Okay. I've got to use the wax. I gotta use the wax, dude. I'm so excited. So that's what that thing is wax. I'm doing like a baseball freak. Brilliant. Dismiss it. Why can't we go back to this? We don't want black people anymore. Yeah. 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 Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right. Oh, how exciting. Oh, you can't see me dance, there's no point.
Be more feminine. One, watch movies and... Okay, I know we've only just begun, and I'm sorry to interrupt already, but 3 unhinged ways to be more feminine. What does unhinged mean in this scenario? Like, oh, me when it's a hinged way of being feminine. No. Scrap that. We don't want a hinged way. We want an unhinged way. Like, genuinely, what is...
She's like really animated over this. Like, I don't know, maybe this is like her bipolarness, so this is what happens, but... Or it's just she is really triggered by... I don't know, and I think this is what's learning. It's like, there's like parts of Katie where she's like... She's really conflicted. It's like she knows maybe she does. She knows that she isn't very feminine, and she does probably know that she's been haunted by like her parents being like, well, "Katie, when are you gonna settle down and pop out some grandkids? Like, what are you doing?" It's like that meme where you see like this. It comes on X every now and then. You see like this woman who's just like a soy jack woman, just on her desk, just playing with like on the PC, and she's just got all these like fucking toys, literally like Katie, like all these toys, and she's wearing like her fucking like her anime t-shirt, and like, her parents are just in the door frame and they're just like, "Oh, we're worried about you. All you do is just sit there and say, 'Don't worry, Mom, I'm only 28.'" It's just like that. It's like Britney Bennett. Alright, let's see. Right, this is the song. I can't wait. I can't wait. Okay, sure. This music's just too good, man. I just don't know what's happened to us, man. Why do they even hate us? Oh god, okay. I wait, I can't wait. Look, we just want everything to be like this. Wait, I can't wait. Yeah, okay, I can't wait. Shit. Fine, fine, fine. That is sick. So much better than any of the shit music we got today. Come on, how can you even convert? Are you kidding me? So you're just deliberately pretending the music is not good. That was a good noise, don't worry. I can't wait. This music's just way too good, dude. That was such a good song. That's what I mean. This is what we don't get anymore. We just get brown noise music. We just go boom, 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 boom. I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, okay. Mental. Mental. Actually mental, right. So let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2. So as you can see, we've got this like wee little cog. That's going to be one of the numbers thing. The numbers thing. Oh, what am I talking about, dude? So let's see what Kate's up to.
An unhinged way, like genuinely. Actually talking about, do continue, because I'm interested. I mean, I wanted some hinged ways, but I can work with unhinged. I can work with that.
Those that are more on the girly side, I try not to watch like super masculine movies like Wolf of Wall Street or what. Like, I don't.
Oh yeah, everyone knows, yeah, masculine movies, the two genres. Now, what genre are you into? Masculine, manly movies, or feminine, dainty one?
Yeah, I don't know what problem is. That is true. Saving Private Ryan is a masculine movie. The Notebook is a feminine one. Twilight's a feminine movie. Predator, that or Rambo would be a masculine movie.
It's like Barbie and Marley and Me. Like, yeah, when I did.
The new year always tries to convince you that you need a whole new plan. But have you ever taken time to just stop and to take the space to?
I did my film digression of.
I can just see she uses Barney and Barbie, where again she's the one infantilizing herself. So in her example, she's just doing that. Like, I know I didn't even pick those. I picked adult movies, but she's picked like children's stuff. This is how she wants to be viewed, I think. Quite comfortable in there. We know what that means. Yeah, dude. This is just a channel that doesn't stop rocking. Just get to sit in my boat. I love porn. Kay doesn't love porn. Where's this case or something? I love porn.
About that, actually.
I love porn.
Within film. Let's talk about feminine
I love porn.
films. Because the manly ones, guys, they obviously are things like Fast and Furious, war films, yeah, they're quite manly. Man equals war, women equals makeup and pink, you know. So
Yeah, it's feminine stuff because we don't want our women to be exposed to it. Do you know why, Katie? Is it because you can't take it? Your little brain can't take it. You get traumatized. You're an example of how traumatized you get. Do you see me covered in tats and stuff? I'll be honest with you. Even the blokes, I'm not even kidding. Like, I don't want to probe too much into his life, but like, there's a guy I watch. He's a guy, but he's covered in piercings and tats and stuff. But he has gone through a lot. I think he lost his dad. That probably does. That does really suck. Like, that's real trauma, I think, for a man. Do you see what I mean? Like losing like your like a dad, especially if you're like really close with them. But like for women, it's just all they do is they just watch. They go to university and then they come out and they look like most people. I don't think a lot of blokes come out of university looking like Katie. They don't. That's like the sort of thing a bloke has to go through quite a lot of trauma to like end up like that. But I think like for a woman like Katie, or just women in general, they're not supposed. They're meant to be protected. That's why we want you to watch like dainty stuff. We want you to keep watching the cute stuff. We don't want you to like watch like this pretty stuff like Two Girls One Cup or Stereo Private Ryan. That's why it's meant to be like that. It's meant to be like the boys would be like your brother would be like watching Stereo Private Ryan, and he'd keep like rewinding it on the bit where the guy's head like the arm gets blown off, and he'd keep like trying to make his like sister watch it. And this is like, oh gross, and that's like the point. It's like you're not supposed to watch it. You're meant to not like it.